Hello everyone, welcome to the round 4 of GP Caersol. After that round 3, I was paired against Coveted Peacock. We are both 3-0s, but due to the presence of another 3-0 currently, and possibly a bye, we decided to play it out. And also, in their recording of game round 3, they said they would rather play out than intentional draw, which I'm totally fine with so long as we could call in, obviously. As I mentioned, there will be recordings, so you'll find the link to the game in the description. Hopefully, I don't forget. And all right, let's talk about the matchup. So we are both on black red, except they are on more of a mid-range plan, and I'm more on the combo aristocrat plan. They then so they have it's essentially the blue-red looter list, removing the blue of Research Grant for the more aggressive cards of Mercenary of Dusk, which is just a 3-2 menace with a lot of trinket text. Well, not really trinket, it works with anomaly, but mostly trinket text is a 3-2 menace that's pretty good. March of the Long Night, and the brand new Darksun Migrants, which is a 1-1 double strike. For one, that's pretty good. There's also some other line of text, but essentially it comes down as a 1-1 with double strike and some added tech on top. Because they have a 1-1 double strike, obviously they're going to be playing Face of Animosity, which is our version of Monstrous Rage, giving a +1/+1 counter instead of a roll, and the trample being temporary instead of being tied to the roll, obviously. Manifest Not is pretty good when they have a lot of ways to lose between Ignite Soul, Dark Side Migrants, the puzzle box of Anomaly, so it's just 2 mana, draw 2, and drain me for 2. Spirit Triumph Phoenix, also pretty good, can be discarded pretty easily, and either Calamity Cats or Fabricated Anomaly can put the 1-1 counters to grab it back to hand, being essentially an alternative to the Survivor. Um, Aside from that, like, I mean, that's pretty much the entire deck. They're just going to be aggressive with a main ass creature, double strike creatures. On my own side, I think I can go back to the coverage screen actually. That should be good enough of an intro. So I'm going to be wanting my one drops to block, survive for a bit, and then combo them out. Um, yeah. Also, I made a pretty big mistake in round 3. I don't think I've added an addendum to the video, but basically I cast Godfather for 2 mana when it should have costed 4. Um, we pinged the judge because it was called only after the game by a spectator. Um, but it probably did not change the game states. Essentially, the issue was in the game that my opponent could not kill me faster than I could kill them with 3 smiling sludges on board. So I would have ended up winning the game eventually, and conceding from them was not like incorrect or anything. So yeah, pretty bummed that it happened. I'm not used to recording live, so that will happen. I want my opponent to get them to catch me if I make a mistake. Hopefully they don't make any either because they're also recording, so they're having the same issues I have, except they're more experienced. I hope, at least. They've been doing this for quite a while now. And yeah, with that said, I should be ready to start, and I'm going to shut up to be able to cut this out in post. All right, so we are into game. They roll a 6, I roll a 7. Haha, funny moments. Um, but I will get the play from that. This hand only has one land. It does have a one drop, but not the one I'm excited for. So this will be a pretty fast mulligan. This hand, it's not great, but it works. It has two one drops. Nothing I'm really excited for. Like I can starve of the early aggression, but if I don't get like a card draw or an engine, this is going to run out of steam pretty fast. Golden Bloom is actually not that bad in matchup. The lack of red is concerning, but I have multiple treasure sources, so it should be workable at least. Um, I think that's fine to keep. Um, I'm not sure if I want Golden Bloom because I don't really have that much to name since it only affects the board. The only like really good target would be Dogs and Migrants in case they have Face of Animosity, but this hand needs much more work than just that, so I think I'm going to putting back the Golden Bloom and heading up with the Swamp and playing a simple Omen Skulker. I probably want to avoid shocking in Enigmatic Fan if I can, but right now the blue does not add anything, so um, if I don't like draw, okay, that's going to be annoying. So yeah, I was saying the blue does not add anything, so I'm just going to play the Hollow Chamber first, because this one will probably always come tap for a bit, and I'll chill with my two blockers against their one menace creature, preventing them from looting and getting value. Next turn, I'll probably have to crack my Hollow Chamber to get out Anomaly, which I'm not thrilled about. Obviously, drawing into another land could fix that issue, but still a pretty slow start. What land could I draw into? Sanguine Palace, Mountain, and Primal Fissure would each be best. Drawing into Warplay Rings would be fine, and drawing into one of my two swamps or one Enigmatic Fan would be annoying. Alright, so they play Mercenary of Dusk, mill themselves for two, milling two mercenaries. Right, so let's see what I get. Smiling Sludge, that's pretty good. Um, so I think I'm playing the other Hollow Chamber, playing my top land first, get the berry, and pass the turn. This is a pretty good blocker because Mercenary of Dusk can swing into two of my 1/1s, but Ignited Soul cannot swing to. I mean, it can trade off with the 1/1, but I'm not sure they're happy about that. I could also offer them the Smiling Sludge by putting the Omen Skulker and the Sludge in front of the Mercenary, but I'm not sure I want to do that. Here, them getting Anomaly would be awful, but thankfully they don't have it. Yep, mills themselves. Okay, one Face of Animosity. That's a pretty good card to see gone. I think I'm fine with taking three here, considering, um, sorry, thinking. They could have another. Okay, so here I would want to double block the Ignited Soul, but I would get blown out by Face of Animosity. Would also like to block the Mercenary of Dusk with two Omen Skulker, but similarly, if they have Face of Animosity, I get rolled. So I think I'm just going to double block the Ignited Soul and prevent them from looting. My life total is pretty fine. Have because Smiling Sludge will be able to offset some of the life loss. Okay. Let's see what they do. I wonder if the correct play was to shocking the Enigmatic Fan uh, to to the Sludge to get an easier block against the Ignited Soul, though I guess no, because Face of Animosity would still be 4 damage, 1 from the counter, 2 from the +2/0. Um, Maybe to the Skulker. Okay, Face of Animosity, correctly read, so I take 2, 5. Yep. I get 2 treasures, these die, and I go to 15. Yep. discard the Phoenix. They put a counter from the monster, the not monster, sorry, Face of Animosity, so they can get it back at the end of turn. But that means they're spending 1 mana on that, or they are just marching of the Long Night. Yep, bring back another mercenary. Fair enough, fair enough. And milling themselves. Darks and Migrants. Very glad to see that gone. Though with two Spirit Ram Phoenixes, that's less of an issue. Alright, passes back to me. Untap, upkeep, draw. Lightless Conquest. That's a very good draw. Alright, so we're going to start by playing it, obviously. When it enters, I make a 1/1 because it's an enchantment. Um, Now I'm considering whether I want to shock in my Fabricated Anomaly. They seem to have not that great of a hand. Um, let's see, what could they have that would make sense? Exorcist they would have played instead of March of the Long Night because I don't have much in hand. Fabricated Anomaly, they could have decided that the that it was too slow for now. You could have Ignited Soul, I guess, or Calamity Cat. Both of these one drops are pretty slow. And they do have to rush me down. So I'm thinking I'm not that scared of what they could have, especially when I have Lightless Conquest set up. So I think I'm going to keep my treasure back and chuck in the Enigmatic Fen to cast Anomaly, trigger from Sludge, gain 1 life. Anomaly enters, makes another 1/1, makes the puzzle box. I sacrifice the 1/1, gain 1 life, and make it 3/2. Going back to the 12 I started the turn as. The question is now, do I want to attack? My graveyard being only cards I kinda do like, makes me not want to exile them because either Envoy of the top or Bind Life to Steal. Both of these are pretty good targets. I cannot attack with the enchantment related creature because they just entered. Nothing, it's just a pass back to me, from me. I'm chill to block with a Anomaly plus the Elemental if I need to. But considering I'm currently mana screwed off of red, keeping the treasure back seems important. And also, being hellbent means they cannot exorcist me, which is pretty relevant. They don't have a discard spell um, for the Manifest Not, the draw spell that wants a player to have discarded. They just consider that looting themselves is easy enough to activate it. Which, fair, right? They do have uh 12 creatures that make I mean 16 creatures that loot in some way. Dachshund Migrant being, of course, a discard for an impulse draw, rather than just a card in hand. Also, I should mention most of these loots are not actually loots. You discard to draw, so it's more of a rummage. But we've been calling this deck looters for so long that the difference is pretty small. Alright, so move to combat, mill themselves for 4. We see another March of the Long Nights, another Dark Sun Migrants. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of times of no talking because Peacock is talking to their audience, and on their side, I'm going to be talking to you guys. So I hopefully I'll be able to cut these out cleanly. Here swinging for 6. Menace is annoying. I think I'm down to lose the anomaly. It's not doing much. It's really just here for the puzzle box and the free 3/2 that can block. So yeah, taking 3. I'm always taking 3 here. This token cannot block, so I am not able to block both of the mercenaries. Okay, trades with the elemental. Uh, Interesting. preventing me from getting counters on from Anomaly, but as currently is the case, I don't have anything to exile in my graveyard, so fair enough. I'm surprised they don't want to kill the higher toughness. They want to kill the higher power rather than the higher toughness. Probably signals the third phase of animosity in hand. So I'm going to have to play as if I'm on 3 less life than I am, which is, not the greatest situation to be in. All right, March of the Long Nights, down to 3, and Dogs and Migrants, basically confirming that they do have the Face of Animosity in hand. I would love to tell the puzzle box, but have nothing to discard, so let's just draw. That's a pretty bad draw, so I'm going to have to try again. Oof. Actually, that's usable. Okay, I think I can make that work. So I'm going to swing with the elemental and sacrifice and pitch the chamber to put a counter. Yep. Now in second main, I can play the Warper Rings, sacrifice the elemental, gaining 1 life. Importantly, I go above a multiple of 3 and make a 3/2 token, and they take 1 from the Smiling Sludge. So this. Ooh, they also get the Hellbent bonus, so this is a basically a 2/1 double strike. Have to play it as if. So that's 10 double striking damage with trample. Fun. All right. So let's see. I think I have to keep back the Hallowed Chambers to proc the Lifeless Conquest to void some blockers and gain life of the Smiling Sludge. The question is, where do I equip the berry? And it's probably going to be to the Smiling Sludge because that is surviving for the longest. Hopefully, I don't get hard punished from that. And Warper Rings is always fetching Swamp here. Just not right now. No reason to do it. And yeah, back to them. It's a very awkward position to be in. Basically being dead to anything. Thankfully, I do have some combo outs that win me the game on the spot, but yeah, not too thrilled about that. Okay, so they play a land. Yep, that's a way to get a card done from hand. Dark Sun triggers. I mean, both triggers, I guess. Yep. Okay, mills the last Dark Sun Migrant, I think. Right? Oh no, okay. Um, okay, discards a land, flips Anomaly off the top. That's annoying because they can still cast that after playing um the Face of Animosity. Yep, gets double strike until end of turn. So let's see if I have to regard this as 10 double strike trample. This is only 3. If it's 10 double strike, I can technically double block the Mercenary of Dusk. The thing is, this is tough. This is really tough to navigate. How do I end up with the best board state, basically, is the question. Um, if I play both of these here, and they play the... Okay, so I'm probably going to be these two against the Mercenary and the Anomaly against the Darkson Migrant, which would on the... Uh, sorry. Which would looks like it trades. Bait the face onto the Darkson Migrants, bury triggers to make and then, yeah, make token, sacrifice the elemental multiple times, getting some life, survive, and kill the Mercenary of Dusk. Yep, I think that's the line. So, also, by the way, the trigger from sacrificing the berry is after combat damage is dealt. So I do not get the life from that. Let's see. Uh, take. Okay, so they just trade. Nothing here. Um, that's annoying because it forces me to blow my stuff first. But they don't take damage and they lose the migrants. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Again, one life. Trade the board and the berry dice. So this is temporarily 2-4. All right, they play the anomaly, get the puzzle box. What are they? Oh, they just had a land. Huh. And they get another Dachshund Migrant. God damn it. Pitch the Warper Rings, claim the power on this. Get a mountain. Untap up, keep draw. Deadly Disputes. Ooh, that's really sexy. Okay. It's a shame that I don't have a creature to sacrifice from the Lightless Conquest, but I'll still take it. Sacrifice the treasure as the additional cost. Gain one life, draw two cards, make another treasure. Ooh, okay, this game certainly took a turn. All right, so let's see. They don't have anything. Is interesting. They have the spiritual phoenix from the graveyard they can bring back, but that's basically it. That's the fourth copy of Darkson Migrants. I thought the previous one was the first, but no, it's just that they brought it back with the March. Um, they only have two faces in the deck. Okay, so I'm not in that bad of a spot actually. All right. Okay, that happened. Um, sorry about that. I think these should be tapped. Play the Smelling Sludge, get a berry. Now the question is, again, do I keep Hollow Chamber mana, or do I equip the berry? I think I'm down to equip the berry, uh, because it makes me able to block the Fabricated Anomaly even if they pump it. Obviously, Dogs and Migrants is going to be a problem. I would hope for them to draw a face here, actually, because that means they cannot discard it to the Dachshund and play it. But it's not, obviously. Okay, discard a creature, draw. Oh, right. I was like, shouldn't they discard from Migrant first? Because they have to discard with Migrants. Um, but actually, since Migrant does not put the card in your hand, unless you're like getting a draw card off of the Migrant's exile, you cannot pitch it to the puzzle box. So the order makes sense. Worst case here, this treasure is a drain 2 spell, even if I have nothing to do with it. Alright, swinging with both. Migrant trigger. Yep. Discarding Exorcist. Okay. And they get a mountain. That's rough. But they can make the migrants into a 3/2 double strike. All right, so here I think I'm down to block with Sludge, which becomes a 2/4, so it trades with it, and I take 3. The berry dies. This becomes then take 3 and trade. Um, I forget I had 2 sludges. Yep. In the end step, they just grab the Phoenix back. Fair enough. Which could be a problem again. But thankfully, I still have two Sledgen in hand. That's a land. I don't want that. And that's not land. Shocks. Um, all right. Well, I guess we're doing more of the same. Sludge, get a berry. I guess I have lightless triggers here. Um, but if I wanted to do that, I should have swung first for one. Um, and yeah, I think I'm done to just equip the berry and pass to them. I think I'm sacrificing one of the chambers at least. Probably with the treasure, because I think I'll need the life, possibly. What is left to scam me? It's mostly face of animosity. And actually, March of the Long Night is pretty annoying. Thankfully, since they pick back the Phoenix into hands, yep, the Spiritual Phoenix, that's not like they could not have reborn it, since they only saw one of the, let me check, four they're playing. Yep, exiling, let's see. So that's 7 damage. I don't think I can afford to take 7, so I'm going to Phantom Block the anomaly. Oh, hmm. Pinks for 1 before blocks. Oh, um, ew, that's way more annoying than I thought. So I have to double block with the sledges here, as much as I do not want to, believe me. Um, because this could be like if they have Face of Animosity in hand, which again is the only thing I have to play around, but I do. This grows to 6 power, and the additional counters put me in lethal, so I have to double block. Which would not trade, by the way, just to be clear. Just make sure I can like phantom block by rocking the chambers. I'm mm, make 2 treasures, which procs Lifeless Conquest. I can then sacrifice a slot. No, actually that's a misplay. Yeah, I should not have done that. Oh well, these treasures are tapped. But I do get a 3-2. Um, and yeah, it still kills the sludge, so drain for 1. This dies. Uh, Swing sludge at 2, and I take 3. Mm. All right, what do they have? Just a cat. Ew, actually. Oh, that's way more annoying than I thought. Right, hollow chamber. I'd rather have that than the other one. Okay, that cooks. That kind of cooks. Because I have a lot of treasure to sacrifice, right? So I can swing with the elemental. Do they want to block? I just get to probe them because the token is probably dying to. I'm probably sacrificing the token to Lifeless Conquest. Depending on what I draw, obviously, I'm going to keep my options open. But here, Bind Life to Steal or Envoy is lethal. Sadly, there's only five of them. Three Envoy and two, what's it called? Three Envoy and two Bind Life. But these are lethal straight up, regardless of block or not, by the way. I have three Sludge in graveyard, which is a bit annoying. What else could I get off the top? Caersol Valiant would stall but not win the game, so I'd still be dead to the same face of animosity that I have to play around. Lightless Conquest would be an interesting draw, because it makes two 1/1s, and since I'm going to get treasures from the Hollow Chamber if I need to, they can become actual blockers. Let's see. Alright, so they end up choosing not to block. I'm obviously in the driver's seat here because if they choose to block, I could choose whether or not to sacrifice the elemental after I drew. So alright, Deadly Dispute. I was considering for the while they were thinking to sacrifice the puzzle box, but let's because this could be one of the last turns, but probably no need, so draw two and get fucked. Restand the token from the treasure entering and probably be dead. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just dead on board. Yep. I am factually mathematically dead from the Phoenix. That's tough. That's tough. Let's see if they see it. I'm also probably dead a billion other ways, right? They could have like Calamity Cat plus Spirit Realm Phoenix attacking, and I would still die. Yep, that had to happen. I was considering the draws, and there were some pretty good draws and some pretty bad, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. Yep, full swing. Oh, they're exiling. Okay, I was confused. I take one. All right, I'm dead. Let's move on to game two. Um, okay, that was rough. So let's have a look at their sideboard real quick. All right. So their removal is in the sideboard, and they also have so, to be fair. They have all removal in sideboard. They're essentially curves out at two, so I think I'm bringing the Absentias. Envoy has lifelink, so this is one of the rare matchups where I actually want to keep them. Um, so Golden Bloom does fuck all. Yeah, they don't really have permanents that matter. Armillary is only good with the Lightless Conquest out, so that's also out. Welding Rig, I'm actually down for, especially since it does not pay life anymore. Could I sneak in a Duress? They do have some pretty impactful spells, but I don't think I would get a break for that. I'm also going to bring in Ocean's Presence because it can become a 3/2 dragon. And yeah, this is the one time where I want to keep all my one drops and pray they do their job. Oh, oops, forgot to switch screens. So yeah, here you can see the sideboard plan. Remove the bloom, the armillary, and the gifts for more early game plans. I think I think I should not have played around Face of Animosity this long. Also the misplay on sacrificing the sludge, making it so they can just kill the other one anyway, and I'm stuck with no sludge, was pretty rough. Hmm. It's probably a game I should review after, which I'll do anyway because editing, right? But this time not skimming through the game to see where were the blanks, but also like where could I have played better? Yeah, going to pause the recording so I don't have to cut manually until Peacock is done sideboarding. Don't forget to go watch our POV, by the way. And so we are back in the game. Took some time to sideboard, and let's see what we get. Ocean's presence is really good, especially when paired with the Smiling Sludge and the Skulker. So I think that's a pretty easy keep. The downside, of course, being that I will have to shock in the Sanguine Palace. And since and if I have to do it on turn 1 or 2 with only 2 lands in hand, I think I'm going to do it on 1. That way I have more lands to draw. All right, shocking in for Omen Skulker, passing the turn. They also get 7. Yep, they also get their own 1 drop. They are visionary, which makes 1/1 flyers. So I'm really glad I put the Ocean's Presence, which can become a dragon. Going to fetch for probably black. Since I have a duel, it does not matter as much, but I think my deck is more black than red. Going to swing for 1 because I have a blocker for the 1/1 and they don't have that much that can haste. Also, the berry is probably getting eaten by Deadly Disputes. Alright, Exorcist of Errors. We're going to show a sludge and nothing else. Files. Because that's probably what they want to pick, and I would really like to draw a land with Deadly Disputes. So again, similarly in round 3, either you get the best card and no info, or you get some info but some worse cards. Though it's only the best card from their perspective. Um, if they take the dispute here, I would be pretty screwed. Right, and I keep draw. Bind Life to Steal, very good. If I get enough mana to feed it. Draw 2. Lightless Conquest, Caersol variant, both good cards. Just not what I need. Um, hmm. I'm considering swinging with the Omen Skulker to bait them into blocking to get a treasure. I mean, it's not really a bait because it's good for them. Um, let's see. Since I have Bind Life plus Lightless, um, I think I can be a bit more liberal with my plays. But I do like having a blocker, and they're probably going to attack into me, right? Some way or another. So, yep. Unfortunate about the land, but it is what it is. I don't have the mana to pay for shots anyway because I have to be making defensive plays. So it's not like Caersol Valiant would help. It's mostly here as a 1/1 wither that makes a trinket token, which unlike Newborn Oni, which only makes a token on basically your turn, or if you equip a berry and do some shenanigans, but that's why I have the 3-2 split of Oni and Valiant. Obviously, Skulker being an amazing 1 drop. Um, just always makes okay. No, that's rough. Um, especially because they know have no lands, so whatever I tell them I have, they will know. I think I'm going to show Bind Like to Steal and Ocean's Presence. Um, Tiles. I really don't want them to take Lightless Conquest, but the second Exorcist is pretty rough. At least because I had them take the Sludge, uh, they don't actually know what's in the rest of my hand. Because usually the issue is when you play the first Exorcist, you can just take a card from their hand, and the second Exorcist will always get you what you want, because you know most of their hand. Obviously, you probably never pick the card they just drew, but yeah. Let's see if they value Buying Life to Steal. Yep, that's fine by me because I don't have the lands to make up for it. And since I cited an extra copy, I still have two in deck. They get their land drop. Yep, checks out. And Twilight Ambush. Ew, that's rough. Yeah, that may be an O2 from me. Do I want the treasure? Probably not, right? Yeah, probably not. I'll take the two. Okay, we are so back. Is that getting shocked in? Yeah, probably. Um, I would like to keep my treasure, and I really want to play lifeless. So get a 1/1. The question is, do I play Oni or do I play Valiant? Considering I don't have a sack outlet yet, I just play the Valiant, which always makes a token. And yep, that's it for me. No reason to swing in the Omen Skulker. I'd rather have it as a blocker. And next time I can finally like try to do stuff with the Oni especially. Okay, pitching a card, drawing a card. Yep, pitching a land, fair enough. Are they going to pay one to make a bird? They do. So it looks like their hand wasn't that great, which is a very good sign for me. Okay, so I'm probably just blocking with the Valiant here because I need tokens on board. The question is, do I block the one that has Bind Life or the Sludge? Probably the one that has the Sludge and take two, if that's good with them. Okay. So they don't have the Chart token attached. Coalesce Chart Soul, which triggers Lightless Conquests, so I can sacrifice the Skulker, make a treasure, sacrifice the Elemental, and make 2/3/2s. Alright. Also I have pretty good attacks now. But I think I'm still sacrificing an Oni. Yeah, because I want to sack the token made by Ocean's Presence from Lifeless Conquest. So I make a 1/1, then I can play Oni. I'll pay 1 life, increase its power, move to combat, move to end of combat, triggers Ocean. I'll sack the Newborn Oni to draw a card, make a treasure, sacrifice the Elemental, make a 3/2. Um, I guess that kind of works. I'll use the treasures to make to play Venture Capitalists, which will fetch for uh Warpway Rings, which I'll play. Uh I think the capitalist itself is not that important. I'll make a 3-2. And yeah, pretty solid board now. We're getting somewhere. Okay, playing Twilight Ambush, killing a token. Another one, sure. That's just rude, but okay. Sadly, even though Warper Rings, because Warper Rings put the land tapped, I cannot flash put Ocean as a 3-2. But at least they cannot attack me on the ground because they really don't want me to get back the Bind Life to Steal. At least they shouldn't. Alright. Even if they have faces, I'm down to get back in Life to Steal. Okay, sure. They get an ambush. Do they also have Monstrous Rage? They also have Monstrous Rage. Alright, so I go down to 8. That's raw. Not much I can do. And yeah. But now they're hellbent, I guess. Uh, get a mountain. And move to my turn. Okay, Hello Chamber. That makes Oni kinda makes Oni into 3-2. Uh, so play Oni, keep these up. Yep. Okay. So I can keep 2 mana to make treasures to turn Oni into a 3-2. Or no, I think I have to get a treasure here. Like, okay, let's think for a bit. Because now the issue is the 3/4 Exorcist can attack, but I can double block. Losing Oceans sucks, but at the end of the day, that's my life to steal back with 4/7 mana. That's probably a kill. Alright, let's see if they see it. I'm hoping for a full swing. Not saying it's going to happen, but it might. Okay, pitching the card, sure. Okay, they drew a 3-drop. That sucks for me. Yep. Still no, I cannot block the bird. At least not effectively. Do they go for the full swing? Please tell me they do. I mean, they should probably should not swing with the 1-2 exorcists because that's just an even trade. Like, they know about the hollow chamber. The question is, do they know about the oceans? Okay, they go to attack. Just the bird. Um, yeah, I cannot trade oceans for that. And I cannot block with Oni, so yeah, LB2. Pop the chart. At least it's a card in hand. Envoy. Wow, that would have been good. Okay, Warper Rings. At least it's an odd fact. I can't complain about that. And I will animate the ocean's presence. Okay, time to get a good draw. Yeah, that's a good draw, actually. Very good draw. All right. So I don't think I can afford to pay the life. Uh, no, because they have the exorcist. Yeah, no. That's unreasonable. I need the blockers. So okay. How do I do this? I probably first sack the. That's tough. Auction is probably going here. Why though? I probably get the trigger off, right? So I'm losing a creature either way. Do I care about the 3 damage? Yeah, because combo kill is not like that likely. So I'm probably like pitching the card I draw off Oceans to Anomaly. So then I should have Anomaly first to get the treasure, because does the treasure matter? How much damage am I taking this next turn? 3 in the air. And on the ground, probably blocking these two. So I'm taking 7. I guess this is 2 blockers. But yeah, I'm not guaranteed another blocker. So I have to pitch the Warpray Rings. Alright, so play Anomaly, get a 1/1, kill the 1/1 when you get the puzzle box to make a 3/2. Pitch the rings, draw a card. That sucks. Would have loved to pitch that. But at least I have 4 blockers. And a blocker in the air, which is relevant. Um, but I think I really need more. The issue is not I can't swing with the Oni to get the anomaly trigger. Because obviously they held back, so yep. So moving to combat. No reason to attack. Sacrifice the Oni to draw a card. Okay, Deadly Dispute. That's something. I have to sack the puzzle box though, which is not the greatest feeling in the world. But it could draw me into something, so I have to go for it. Draw 2. Okay. Oop. Oh, you. Um. Uh, what were the bottom cards known? Omen's Skulker and okay. So put bottom card in graveyard, put bottom card in graveyard. These two were known. Shuffle, move to bottom in a random order, and get a treasure. Okay. So playing the Valiants. Okay, I have to count down. Play the Valiants. Play a line tapped. Pass. Is that correct? Mm. Additional card off the top. Put it back. Put the known cards from charts. Oh, insurgency can stack. Show falls. Put the cards back. So my opponent forgot I had the information from chart tokens. Play the Caersol Valiant, play the land tapped, and pass to them. Okay, they drew Calamity Cats. But yeah, they're starting to make birds. So my assumption that I need to kill them fast was correct. I just did not get rewarded. So at this point, I have to play around them not having Face of Animosity, because if they do, I'm straight up dead. So if they're swinging with the Exorcist, I'm blocking as much as I can to kill it. And then just enough to have 1 HP. Because Bind Life is lethal on its own. Okay, more discarding, that's good. Okay, they invest more mana into it. So either they dream a 1 drop or a land, or a Kata is too expensive. I would hope to see a 1 drop here, because it means less chances for face. If they play nothing, that probably, I hope it's a 3 drop, or a 2 drop even. Um, and that I get the miracle out. Okay, yep, this is the full swing. Do they have enough? That's 6, that's 8. So 1 card should be in their graveyard. Yeah. And now have to do the fun part of blockers math. So, okay, let's think about it for a bit. If they have Face of Animosity, I'm dead. There's no, like, I can play around it as much as I can. Technically, I could put this here, this here, this here, I mean, this here and this here. If I do that and they have face, I'm alive. But I need 1 card off the top to save me. If they don't, and if I don't get that, I'm dead. If they don't have face, then I can block this. They could have, okay, another thing they could have is Twilight Ambush. Do they have any 1 mana bird? Do they have something like a shock? No, there's Coordinated Shock from their sideboard, but that's 2 mana. There's also the discard spell, but that's also 2 mana. They could technically have a land in hand, but if they do, that's not something to cast spells. So yeah, I'm just going to not play around Face of Animosity there. Um, Triple block, block here, take 5. If they have face, I'm gonna get it. If they don't have face, I'm also gonna get it. So yeah, GG. Ah, it sucks. Overplayed around the card in game one. Uh, and getting punished by it in game two. That's the worst feeling in the world. Well, at least my top cut is not dead from that. Man, that sucks. All right, well, moving on. More Magic to be played in Top Cuts. I have other match of other games as well, so I guess I'll just have to refocus. See you there.